All right, check this out. Watch it. Watch me set them up. Boom. Yeah, you see that? That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? Check out the high step. Go ahead and dance on them. Yeah, that's called showboating. What up with your YouTube and YouTube bust? It's your boy Triple Cup Chuck and I'm up. And this is like a slight tutorial about how to high step on Madden. I know a lot of people say no, not high step. They was showboat. So I'm gonna kind of say both of them instead of doing two separate videos. I'm just gonna put both of them in one and maybe a couple of little tidbits or whatever like that. And if y'all wanna know about my criteria about with Madden, I'd have actually beat two people that's in the top 10 in the world in Madden. So I do have a little say-so in this Madden game. But anyway, though, let me go ahead and get to this here. A lot of people want to know, like, when I first saying about high stepping, it's like basically you want to know how to just kind of like dance to the end zone. So I'm going to go to that one first, and then I'm going to go to the one where people want to know how to break tackles and stuff like that, like how to step out of a tackle. All right, so first of all, to high step, it's just simple. When you running the ball and you got like a little 5-10 yard maybe, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people saying just hold like on the Xbox the left trigger, but it's actually you got to hold the left trigger and the right trigger. So while you sprinting, you got to hold both of them and then press the A. And if you're doing it on the PlayStation, it's the same thing but the different buttons. You got to hit the left bumper 2 and the LB2, the LB2 and the RB2, and then you got to hit X, because you know both of them, the Xbox and the PlayStation, have X button. But on the PlayStation, you hold the X button with the two bumpers, and with the Xbox, it's the two triggers and the A button. So that's all you got to do. Just get a little distance, and you could do it. Matter of fact, you could actually do it close in, because a person that tackled me while I'm trying to showboat and I fumble the ball, I even put that in the clip. Just check out the clip, you'll see me in there. But the other thing, I want to put a little bit more time into it, because how to break tackles is different of high step and then showboating, because a lot of people don't know that the difference is you got, I'm gonna use a clock for an example, right? So you got 12, 3, 6, and 9 o'clock, right? So if a person coming at you from 12 o'clock, they're straight ahead. That means when they hit you, what you're pretty much doing is hitting the right analog stick and you pushing it up, and it's kind of like the truck button. So that's how you can kind of break the tackles out of that, but you got to time it just right. So if you don't truck them, you can kind of break out for them. And if they're coming from behind you, like, you know what I'm saying, grabbing you from your feet from behind you at 6 o'clock, you hit the Y button. It's on the Xbox, or you hit the triangle button on the PlayStation. So therefore, if a person behind you, you could kind of like jump out of their little mix. But if a person coming from an angle, so you got these. Now this way it get a little critical. You got these angles that people got to realize that they do matter. So if they're coming at you from like either 9 o'clock or 3 o'clock, you hit the A button or the X button on the PlayStation, A button on the Xbox. It's like the step arm. So when they're coming straight at you from that side there, even if you can't straight out step arm, if they grab you, you can push that button and push them out for you. And that's if they're coming from either one of those two angles. Now you got this other angle that they have. I would call it like 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock, where it's not quite at 12 and, you know, not quite at 9. So you kind of got this little angle. You hit the right analog stick to jerk left, and you jerk right, and they'll dodge against a person, but you got to time it. But the thing about the timing is, if they right up on you and they hitting you from that angle there, once you hit it, if they grab you, you got to tap A. And the more you tap A, you can push a person out for you. If they try to grab you from behind, you still can like pump your feet, what we used to call chatter. And that means you can chatter your feet up out of the tackles or whatever like that. So that's pretty much, you know what I'm saying, you just got to pay attention to the angles. They need to bring back where they used to have a little quarterback where he used to sit in the pocket and he'll throw the ball, but they got the little ping pongs coming at you, but you got to stay in the pocket and move. They need to bring something like that back, so a lot of people could like get used to how to actually stay in the pocket, because when I be playing Madden, a lot of people don't have no good pocket work. They run 10 and 15 yards back. They ain't got no game. But you got to learn how to sit in the pocket and watch your actual line, because your line do matter. So you can use your line to try to protect yourself. Then when you got an open person, then you hit him. You don't want to throw to him. You want to throw where he's going. Like in real football, because a lot of people throw a lot of interceptions because they try to throw it directly to the person. No, you got to know the route that they're on and where they're going. You know what I'm saying? That's just some little tidbits for Madden. And if you want to, check me out on YouTube. You heard me? Because you can find me at Triple Cup Chuck. We got the Vibration Podcast. We talk about Marvin and DC. Come by and check us out. We have a lot of fun out there. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of tidbits. Like a lot of people didn't know that Iron Fist, his daddy was supposed to be the Iron Fist, but instead Danny Rand became the Iron Fist. We dive into that. We talk